I used to print CDs, and handed them out to Uber drivers. I played hundreds of open mics in Toronto in front of 15 drunk Canadian people.
YEBO is out now. It's been out for about a month. What's your personal pick off the album? What's the one you want people really screaming back at you?
Yeah, I'm having imposter syndrome after playing an arena, because I feel like the bigger things get, the more my brain will look for reasons why I'm not supposed to be there. It's crazy, but I'm working on it,
I was doing like a deep dive on your YouTube, right? And I came across like the video that you shot for No Luck a couple of years back.
Oh, wow. That is one of my, it's crazy. I like every year I go watch it 2 or 3 times. I thought I was the f***ing coolest.
We'll start with this, WizTheMC. Where in the world are you right now? Because I feel like, dude, you were just in Paris. You got Amsterdam coming up. You're all over.
Yeah, I'm in London right now.
Oh, very cool. Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah,
man.
I played the O2 for the Jingle Bell Ball 2 nights ago.
Oh man. Yeah, I saw your Instagram story. The crowd looked crazy, dude.
Yeah. No, that was a big moment.
Yeah, any kind of an arena show like that has to be something that you want. You prepare yourself for the best you can, but until you hit a stage like that, it's gotta hit different.
It hit completely different. Especially like it just goes by so fast. Especially because I just performed one song and I'm like, I gotta wait a couple months or a couple years to be able to sell out a stadium. Like it's just like such a crazy vibe,
Yeah. I don't know that you got to wait a couple years, man. I mean, these stream numbers are climbing pretty fast.
Let's do it next year.
Let's do it next year. Why not? YEBO is out now. It's been out for about a month.
Yeah.
7 tracks in total. Talk to me about what it's feeling like looking at this project. Now, you have like 4 weeks of it being out in the world and people hearing more than just show me love. What's it been like, man? It's got to have been a whirlwind.
The reception was super positive, and for me, I just been like living in the YEBO world. I feel like the past 4 or 5 months, like putting the videos together, everything, the whole rollout, I was super invested in, and it was like, I wouldn't say a relief when it came out. Like I was talking to friends after it came out, and I always have that with projects. It's kind of this like anticlimactic post-release depression, where it's like it's out and you're like, and now what? It's like, you see people listening, but like still it feels like something was going to happen or change in the world as soon as the project comes out. Not in the sense that I think like accolades will come, but just like in the, you have this thing, and like while it's unreleased, it has like this magic kind of place in your heart, and then it's out and it's just everyone's. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I do. Actually, I had that experience recently. So I want to talk about it in a second, that you do a lot of video content, right? And I went through some of the old vlogs and whatnot that you've been doing over the years. And I used to do a lot of vlogging on YouTube. And I always would have that same feeling, right? You, even with a vlog where it's not like, I can't even imagine a full like album release, but you spend so much time with the footage and making it perfect. And you like, you want to show it to someone and they have a cool reaction. You're like, okay, now what? Like, do you react more? Like, do I get more out of this?
Are you going to show it to your
Christmas present to someone? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like, are you going to text it to someone right now? So I can only imagine that's magnified with this.
Absolutely, but beside like just my POV, it was this time around was special because of the momentum Show Me Love and Take My Mind had over the year. There was really a demand of people. Like a lot of people writing me before the release that they're excited for it, and after that they love it and they're playing on repeat. So I feel like it was the first time really I felt it so intentionally that people were waiting on music, and that is a pretty dope feeling, I must say, knowing that people want something from you even before they know how it looks like, tastes like, or, it's just
That's gotta be a cool feeling. That's funny. I've talked to a lot of artists, and it's always an old adage in music industry, right? That your first album, you have your entire life to make, right? But then the sophomore album is all the pressure because people know what you sound like, and in your instance too, in today's music industry, where you put a single out so far in advance to get the energy up. But I paid off, man. I mean, Show Me Love. I'm currently sitting at 500 million streams on Spotify alone. I saw that you Take My Mind just crossed 100 million. You're commenting on these videos and the visualizers, by the way. It's like, who's here before a million? Who's here before a billion?
Yeah.
That's got to be a crazy thing to be able to type.
No, it is. I must say, like throughout the summer, there was like just like this tunnel vision where there was like things popping up in my calendar, and I was not surprised anymore. And where it's just like the numbers didn't make sense. They still don't make sense to my, like, it hasn't fully arrived. It's just numbers go up and you look at it, and the crazy thing I find with my brain, or I think brains in general, like in 2020 I had like a sort of breakout song of mine, like for a minute that hit 1 million streams in 1 month, and that blew my mind, right? But after that, nothing hit the same until it hits a million a month.
Love?
No, that was for a minute. That was for a minute.
Gotta get it.
And now Show Me Love had 1 million streams in 4 days. So
That's
it's
crazy.
like that was so wild, that switch. And where it's like now I just look at numbers and it's just not the same as it was before. As soon as the brain kind of feels one spike, it's just kind of it needs the next one. Or you gotta learn to live healthily, and not live off the spikes.
Hopefully the latter. Yeah, and it's such a weird thing too. I think people, especially in today's culture, like they're chasing the views, they're chasing the streams, they're chasing the quote unquote attention or the virtual spotlight. But it's not tangible until you play an arena like O2 or you even play a show or a club for 1,000 people that are singing back at you. That's when it becomes real.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's why I've been putting on these YEBO nights, just doing like really intimate moments with fans where I play the EP. There's DJs before and after. I have like pictures from the whole rollout, like music videos playing. I even have like the YEBO flag backdrop, the original one where I sprayed on. I bring it to every city, and we have like a photo booth where people can take pictures. And it's just like I wanted to have like an immersive experience next to all the internet stuff that was happening, because I still grew up in a world, I'm not 80 years old, but still I grew up in a world where I used to print CDs, and handed them out to Uber drivers. I played hundreds of open mics in Toronto in front of 15 drunk Canadian people, and that's the world I'm from, so like I sometimes don't believe everything that's happening on the internet, and that's why it's important for me to get these people into the real world and show them, yo, I'm real like you are, and we're building this thing together,
Yeah, and I can't commend you enough for that, man, because obviously, the tour is on the way, I'm sure, and you in the interim, you're playing massive shows like a radio show for holidays, but then, the intimate shows, I feel like a lot of artists do in the very beginning of their career, because that's the only crowd they can get, and then they do maybe when they're like an Ed Sheeran and they really want to return to that for a night, but to keep that kind of momentum going through, like you're at a spike where you don't have to do the intimate shows right now. You can sell out rooms, but the fact that you're doing it is that's so cool for the building of the fan base that you have right now. I want to talk about YEBO and the visualizes specifically. So 7 tracks came out a month ago. Personal favorite for me is Left Will Go Right. This idea that you have no control, right? It's acceptance over control, I should say. A metaphor for like unpredictability. Even when you think you've chosen one direction, life can just reroute you. And maybe, you hope and you pray that it goes one way and it doesn't. You don't know what you need, but it's such a great metaphor for so much of, I think, what a lot of people deal with on a day-to-day basis, whether it's romance or a career or relationship. What's your personal your pick off the album? Like, obviously people know about Show Me Love and they know about Take My Mind and At the Party and whatnot because they came out a lot earlier, but what's the one you want people really screaming back at you?
I think it's funny, like Left Will Go Right is also my personal favorite for several reasons. Like, for one, the message but also the circumstance and the timing of how it happened, because we wrote that song in Berlin before Show Me Love had dropped. So I knew there was like kind of this sort of momentum building, but I didn't know what it was going to do. And so I was still in between worlds of my old life and the new life that was approaching. And so my whole intention was like, let me capture this moment. Like, let me not just, because I feel like a lot of the songs are very upbeat and positive, and I love that, but not everything in life is that, and I feel like in the project, I like to carry the responsibility of also showing the in-between, the unstableness, and to me this whole, like that record, Left Will Go Right, is all about kind of like trusting that the things that used to go left can go right, and so that is the most heartfelt one to me, and also because it kind of jumps out of the more dancey, clubby songs, where I feel like from my cadence and even the lyricism, it reminds me of older stuff I did, and I love combining genres and bringing some of the old whiz into the new stuff, you know?
Yeah, totally. And I mean, for what it's worth, I don't know that you can write a song that someone doesn't want to move their body to just a little bit. But I get what you're saying. Yeah. I mean, when you have like a song like Show Me Love, which, you know, I saw you speaking quite a bit on, you were trying to almost capture that summer song of summer, maybe the summer of 2016. A lot of people remembered as being a good one, or that people reminded them. But it's just Left Will Go Right it's good on a overall project that is easy to listen to and it's fun to listen to get reminded of a little bit of reality that, hey, like this is still real. This is authentic.
Yeah.
You just did a couple months ago, you did a Hollywood premiere, and then in the same weekend you did your first American television premiere. And you're capturing all these in vlogs, which it's cool to see. It's cool to be able to share that. I saw that the vlogs go back quite a bit. Do you work with an editor? I'm assuming now, but back in the day, were you cutting your own stuff?
Yeah. This year was the first year I hired like an editor. Like I had videos in between while I was signed years ago and stuff like that. But even the Show Me Love video, I edited myself.
Did you?
Yeah.
Is that something you prefer? Do you like editing, or is it something where it's like that's just the easiest way to get your message across?
That was really just out of necessity. Like I was on vacation, my girlfriend, she directed it and I edited it, and we just had like a small budget, and that was just, you know, what I did. Like like I said, this year I was like, oh, maybe I can outsource some people, but I hope I get better with outsourcing next year, outsourcing things next year even more. Because I'm just used to doing everything, you know? And so it's like this year I gotta like let go bit by bit so that, you know, I'm slowly valuing like my time and my energy more and more. Because before I just wanted to do everything because that was my life, you know?
I'm right there too, man. I mean, I love having, you know, amazing team around me and whatnot, but it can be hard to let go of the control when you have a very specific image in mind of what you want. To be able to let go of certain aspects of it. But yeah, you are at a point too where you got to schedule those off days. You got to make sure you have some mental health rest as well. 7 songs on this album that came out a month ago, 7 videos with it as well. That's impressive. You don't see that a lot. I mean, people will do some version of a visualizer now, like for a Spotify, you know, side panel, but not a full video for every single song. Yeah,
it's funny because we started. The idea was doing visualizers, but so like my background before I made music videos, and so I just love that whole process. And like, so we thought like, okay, what's the sort of theme? And we wanted to just make it feel international. That's why we shot one in LA, one in Italy, one in Germany, like just like across different places around the world where like the vibes kind of fit it. And then as we started shooting, we had like just a great DOP and a great team. Like we just got way more shots in than we planned for, and so then it was like, well, then let's edit it a bit like a music video, and then like it sort of turned from like the visualizer. We had 7 music videos, you know, and but still in my mind they still sort of like mini music videos, because if I would have approached it like a music video, I would have done certain things different. But to me the visual aspect is just so important, and also coming from that world before even making music is I think it's so important to just give a vibe. It doesn't have to be deep or something intense, but I feel like just to set the vibe, you know. And I feel like we achieved that.
Do you think you'll revisit any of them to make a bigger music video project out of it?
Do you mean you revisit the EP to shoot videos for that?
I'm saying yes. You have videos for every song, but some of them, like you said, you film pretty quickly.
Right.
Would you go back to any one of the tracks and make another like part 2 video?
So I would say I'm very like label industry-esque when it comes to that. Like if a song would go absolutely insane,
let's say Left Will Go Right blows up.
Yes,
like blows up,
I was shooting a music video on like on a balloon, like those fire balloons and stuff like. Absolutely. Like if it makes sense marketing wise, but
otherwise let it live.
Let it live.
You said that, you know, visuals are so important to you, and I agree. That's how I listen to music. I need that visual, and a lot of times my mind will create it, right? But I love when artists like yourself takes the time to create visualizers or create atmospheres for people to then listen and tie the lyrics and the melody to. A lot of people listen different ways when they listen to songs for the first time, right? They might hear it in a car, they might hear it in their bedroom and their eyes are closed. They might want to read the lyrics with it at the same time. What did you find yourself doing the most when you were first deciding, like, hey, I'm going to start to put all these visualizers out for YEBO, or even going back to, you know, your previous releases and whatnot, where the silence feels good and whatnot.
Right.
Did you have an idea of like, this is how I want people to hear the music for the first time?
I think I don't really think about that too much, how I want people to hear it. I think it's like I always follow my intuition. So when it comes to videos, even when I work with directors who take care of the whole treatment, I would send like my rough idea of like, these are the colors I see. Like there has to be a female lead, or got to be a sunset. It got to be like, I can always, like, almost to every song, I still feel like I have too few music videos, even though I feel like over the course of my life, I think I have like over 80 or 90 music videos. But like I see something, like I'll close my eyes and I'll have like a sort of thing that goes along. Like I almost feel like every song can be a background to like a video or a short film, and I try to like kind of see it like an episode sort of thing. And so like things just pop up, and I just go with what feels right, really, you know. And then afterwards, people sometimes say, "Oh, this is what I felt or had in my eyes," but that's the intuition, you know. I feel like we all feel the same 5 feelings and bleed the same blood, so it's like it makes sense.
It does, but there's something to be said. I have this a lot, and it sounds like you might as well, because I'm also come from an editing background and just directing and shooting. But do you ever see yourself, like when you're experiencing a moment, can you see the camera angle and you see yourself in a third person? Like you can imagine what that would look like if the camera was filming you?
Sometimes, but I wouldn't say I'm that technical.
Okay, got it.
I only know there's a couple shots I always love to repeat. I don't know. There's this one, I forget what it's called, like the high top shot where it's like diagonally down.
Top down.
And when I exactly. And with a wide angle, like 12 millimeters. That's a shot I would put in any video for the rest of my life, man. It just looks too dope.
It's
man.
Fun. It's cool. Yeah. It looks dope.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay, so I have a little bit of a peek behind the curtain question for you, because when you put out Where the Silence Feels Good, 2022, that came out in February, Deluxe Edition, you added 3 songs to, came out in June. Yeah. Are we looking forward to a Deluxe Edition of YEBO?
I can't. I mean, it's not like
you can't say anything.
I mean, it's not like I you know, it's not like it didn't cross my mind already. But you know, let's see what you know, if there's
we'll see if left will go right on that.
Yeah, exactly.
How it shapes out. You're all over the world. You were just saying you did a YEBO night in Paris. You did London 2 nights ago for a radio show. You got Amsterdam on the way. This is all amidst the holidays. What do you do when you need a down day? Like, how do you take care of yourself?
I sometimes, what I'm trying on the road is like just find hotels with a sauna. That's like my new thing. And yeah,
such a specific like search by sauna.
Just like just find a hotel with a sauna. I don't know. It's these little things. Like I had this revelation the other day where I was like, maybe it's not like always necessarily like anxiety and negative thoughts that I'm having, because that has been an experience of mine for quite some time. But maybe it's the tension you hold in your body that gives those negative thoughts space. Because sometimes after a sauna or a massage, I'm just like, there's nothing wrong in my life at all. But before I go there, I'm like, all right, this stressed me out. That person's like, exactly. And I'm like, how do these muscles, how are they connected to my thoughts, you know? And so I'm just trying to treat my body good so that I can get in the headspace that's healthy for me and everyone around, you know?
Yeah, there's something huge to be said about that. You know, there's a lot of studies that, you know, whether it's muscle specific or tenseness in your body that holds on to that physical embodiment of anxiety or dark feelings. I can relate to that. My thing's a shower, right? I got to make sure the hotel room has like a proper bathroom and a proper shower.
Oh yeah.
The worst thing in the world. I just had this a couple of weeks ago, and you seem like a very tall man, but I'm 6 foot, and the shower head was maybe at like
Oh, wow.
5'5", and I'm like crouched under this. It just ruined my day. I'm supposed to be on vacation, man. I'm like, I really cheaped out on the hotel.
What country was that in?
It's always America for that stuff.
In America, because there's some countries where I think people are just small, and where things are just like kind of hobbit height. Six, you know,
actually, there's something to be said. Yeah, that happened to me in China a few times. I went to Shanghai more than a few times, and yeah, some of those bathrooms are not made for a man as large as me.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So what's on the horizon for the holidays? I mean, I know you're busy, but you're gonna take some time with the family, friends.
Yeah.
What's like your usual activities?
Oh, my usual. Like I go to Cape Town every year around this time, but this time I'm delaying it till end of the year. So I'll be like in January and most of Feb in Cape Town. My dad still lives there, my half brother, and so I'm gonna celebrate with my mom and my brother in Germany, in my hometown in Lüneburg. And I haven't been there for Christmas like back home there for like 2 or 3 years now. So
that's exciting.
Yeah, that would be nice. And there's like bunch of like, if it's like class reunion, like school reunions, or just like old friend circles, everyone goes back to their hometown, which I feel like is a universal thing worldwide. And I feel like I haven't been in that bubble for some years. So now I'm like checking off all the kind of like people I haven't seen in like 3 or 4 years. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah, that's a cool feeling. I want to end on this then, man, because I was doing like a deep dive on your YouTube, right? And I came across like the video that you shot for No Luck a couple of years back.
Oh, wow. That is one of my, it's crazy. I like every year I go watch it 2 or 3 times. I thought I was the fucking coolest. Yo,
you've got the screen behind you, and I could see the vision, right? Maybe just the money wasn't there yet, or but it was. You see something like that, and you're like, okay, this is a dude that knows what he wants. So as soon as things become a little more attainable, it makes sense when you see like a video like Show Me Love. You're like, okay, obviously that was the founding blocks for that. That said, though, you've gone through a lot. It's always got to be interesting when you have like a pop off year like you've had right this year. That a lot of people are like, oh man, that's so cool that you got all of this so quickly. It's like none of this is quickly. It's quickly to you, right? You've been doing this. I mean, the No Luck video was 7 years ago. Actually, maybe even more, 8. All that said, though, knowing what you know now, growing up in Berlin, playing in Toronto. If you had to start over today and make the success happen as fast as possible, but knowing what you know, what city would you start in? Where would you start in your career? How would you tackle it?
So just to reframe, because I wouldn't do anything different to me, but let's say this was advice to someone else. I can flip it that way. I think like, you hear this quote everywhere, but like follow your excitement. Like, because the reason I went to Toronto was because 2 of my best friends had traveled around the world, like one to Jamaica and one to like Brazil. And they like after school, right? Like best experience of my life, you got to do it. So I knew like one thing I'll do after school is like travel. And so I just picked Toronto randomly because it was a cheap flight and there was a music scene happening. And I just took all my stuff and I planned to stay for 2 months and then eventually stay for 4 years, Like came back to Germany, got like a working visa and stuff. But because I was so excited, like there is something about going to a different place where no one knows you, because you can literally, like an Instagram profile, start from scratch and tell people whatever you want. And my thing was, I'm Wiz, I make music. Every single person who met me in Toronto knows, oh, Wiz makes music. So no matter what happens, how long it takes, everyone will know I make music. And at some point, I would have to get invited to a show, to a thing. Oh, I know Wiz who makes music. You know what I mean? And so like I started planting these seeds. So I would say, you should go anywhere that you feel like is exciting. Like if that's the village next door or whatever it is. Because I feel like where there's excitement, you have unlimited energy. I still, it's just like, I feel like the moment things are not exciting, that's when things become stagnant, because there's no reason to move, no reason to wake up. And the way I woke up in 2018, 2019 in Toronto was different energy. I can't even relate to that right now. Well, it's like, I don't know where I got that like energy from, but it was just exciting. Do you know?
That was me. I moved from Chicago and I moved to New York, and I had to do it very quickly over a weekend. And it was very similar. It's interesting you say that, because it's not something you even maybe for you did, but for me, it's like you're not even fully aware that you're doing it, that you're introducing yourself a different way.
It only came after.
And then you look back
me,
at that time. Yeah, same. And it's that you hear the advice all the time, right? Like reinvent yourself or be who you want to be. But like that's a really interesting way to put it. And I like the idea of like you can just blow out your entire Instagram and you start from scratch, right? You can introduce yourself a different way, and then it eventually inevitably will happen for you. You know, you're going to get into a show.
Because even the first 5 people who I met, no matter what first of all, they didn't find out about my music for weeks or months because I didn't immediately show it to them. But to those 5 people, I was Wiz and I made music. So to 5 people in Canada, I was a musician. And that was always my dream. And so from then on, it's just kind of keeping your raps up so that there's more proof to other people and to yourself you're a musician. And now I wake up, I'm like, I'm a musician. No, I'm kidding. But now I wake up and I'm like, you know, I am a musician. You know what I mean? And so,
And I got the streams to back it up. We'll end on this then, just 'cause I'm curious, and that's so cool. And I love Toronto, by the way. It's not far from Chicago, so I go up there quite a bit. But
nice.
That said, do you remember like the first party you got invited to where you're like, oh, I'm in the scene now, I'm there?
You know, it's funny. Like then, like I would go to all events where there's performances, even if I wasn't performing. Mm-hmm. But like anything after 11 or 12, you know, there's this quote, nothing good happens after like midnight. I've really like subconsciously and now consciously really lived by that rule. Like I was never part of a clique, even when I was involved with people who were popping in Toronto or things was going on or stuff. I was never sort of in that thing with the like, now we're part of it. I don't know, like I'm more of like a lone wolf. So even now, like I would get invited to things. I went to YouTube Awards in Berlin and I know a bunch of these people, but it's hard for me to think in this like group, this like industry. I'm in it, we're doing it. To me, it's just like, I want my piece and I want my friends and family to be good. And I respect a lot of people, what they do, but I don't need that sort of stamp. So I never really looked for it, if I'm honest. So I never had that, now I'm in it. Even if I'm, you know?
Yeah, I get that. I mean, it's kind of like outside looking in. Do you find it hard to live in the moment? Maybe a little bit easier now, but like when you were growing through all of these the phases, did you have any trouble like appreciating it in the moment?
Appreciating what? Like things that happened
like
this year?
Recognizing what's happening, like maybe that first, not even this year, just like every like time you leveled up a little bit. Obviously this year's on a new platform, but was it always like you were chasing what's next, what you could be doing next, or are you really good about just living in that moment too?
I think it's different. There were different phases and different times for everything. I feel like when I was younger, up until like 2020, I was really in the moment, and then I had like I went to COVID happened in 2021. I went to LA for the first time, where I had like a little mental episode with like dissociation and stuff that lasted for quite a bit. And I feel like since then, like now I feel like for a year or so I feel good again, but there is still this thing where it will never be the same like how I felt with 17 or 18, you know? Yeah. So I feel like I feel like sometimes I am in the moment, but sometimes I'm sometimes surprised by how easy it is to kind of let your mind take over and like, you know, like live in a delusion that's not your reality. But I feel like sometimes that's also in relation to imposter syndrome and things like that.
Imposter syndrome.
Like like last week I played 3 arenas in Stockholm. 2 arenas last week, in Stockholm one and the O2. And after Stockholm I was talking with my band and I was talking about like my vocal performance and this and that, and my friend was just like, oh, you're having imposter syndrome? I was like, yeah, I'm having imposter syndrome after playing an arena, because I feel like the bigger things get, the more my brain will look for reasons why I'm not supposed to be there and things. It's crazy, but I'm working on it, you know? Yeah.
Well, for what it's worth, I know you don't need my voice added to it, but you're supposed to be there, man.
Please.
And take care of your body, take care of your mind. Find the best sauna you can as you stay busy. But YEBO is out now. A Deluxe potentially maybe on the way. We'll find out.
Who knows?
We'll see. Who knows?
Thank you for having me.
A huge, dude, congratulations on 2025 and an even bigger 2026 on the way.
Thank you, man.